It's time for Around the Ozarks Sports Scene, sponsored by Fast Break Sports and The Pitch. Here's your host, Scott Purrier.
Welcome into another edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. I am Scott Purrier. As always, big thanks to our sponsors, Fast Break Sports in Springfield and The Pitch Pizza and Pub. We'll talk more about them at the end of the program, but we always like to get the newsmakers and the guys that are at the top of the news right now. And we've got two local guys who are doing great things for the Drake Bulldogs. They they won the Missouri Valley Conference regular season and the tournament. They're a 30-win team. We welcome in Daniel Abreu from Willard and Kael Combs from Nixa. Guys, thanks for taking time.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Yep.
What's this week felt like having a little downtime? I mean, it seems like it might be a little bit of an advantage for you guys to kind of recharge, Kael. I mean, I know you came to Nixa and got to watch Jace Combs, hit the game-winning three-pointer. That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I haven't got to watch him play in, I think, 2 years since I graduated, so it was really cool just have some downtime and get to watch my little brother. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Did he do that for you? I mean, hit the game winner at the buzzer? Was that kind of the plan with you back home?
I like to think that he did. I don't know. I don't know if he would have hit it if I still wasn't there because I was kind of yelling at him to come get the ball. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully it was for me.
Daniel, what have you done with your downtime this week, or have you had much downtime?
Oh, we had a good 2 days off, and we had a decently light one today. So we've been resting up. My downtime consisted of playing video games and getting off my feet. I don't got school right now. I'm a grad student, and we have like this little break before our next block. So I have nothing to do, which is amazing.
I was watching the interview you did about a month ago when you guys were down playing Missouri State. And it was interesting. You said you don't watch much sports. You're more of a Star Wars and video games and things like that.
As you can see,
Yeah.
I got an Iron Man helmet on my cabinet. So yeah, I'm a big nerd. I like watching movies. I like playing games. I like doing that stuff other than basketball when I'm not on the court because it gets too much for me because we have film times, we have extra shooting times, we have practice time, and so it's nice to get away from it.
Kael, is he just weird?
Is he what? Is he just
Is
weird?
he weird?
He's not weird, but he's unlike any other teammate I've had before. That's for sure.
I mean, the guys that came with him from Northwest, they're used to it. They know it. But this has been a new experience for you. And did you guys know each other in high school at all? I know there's a couple years age difference. Did you play against each other?
No, so like we did scout for Nixa, and I think he was on the backside of someone that we didn't need to worry about. The coach was like, "Yeah, he's just some new guy. He doesn't really do much." So
Just a kid.
Yeah. No, I heard the name. Especially when we were talking about Drake. I heard about Kael Combs, but we never played each other growing up.
Well, it's been just an amazing story nationally now with what Drake has done. 30-3 record, Missouri Valley Conference champs, regular season and tournament. You get the automatic bid into March Madness. Of course, the selection Sunday's coming up, and when you guys find out where you're going. Making this all so interesting is it's the first year for Ben McCollum, the head coach, and he brought 4 of his starters from Northwest Missouri State, where he's won 4 national championships at the Division II level, to Drake to play, and one of those is Daniel Abreu. And Daniel, tell us about how that discussion happened between you and Coach McCollum in terms of, hey, you're coming with me.
It was a very simple, hey, you want to come? It'll be a little bit harder, but we need some guys to establish the culture. And that was it. That was pretty much it. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm coming. You're going D1. I'm coming with you, coach.
Were you going to play anymore? If not, or were you going to use your 5th year?
Yeah. Either way, I was going to use my 5th year because like COVID gave an extra year to those guys that were already there. It's like it felt like one less year of playing. So I was going to play either way.
What were you thinking up until he got that job? What were the options for you for that 5th year?
Oh, yeah. It was just, I was staying at Northwest.
You gonna stay and play 5th there?
Yeah. I love Coach Mack, and he's got me some titles under my belt. So I was sticking with him.
course, Kael had a phenomenal career at Nixa. Wound up going to Wyoming for 1 year. Came back to join the Drake program. Kael, how did that discussion start, and when did it happen? How long after McCollum had taken the Drake job?
Pretty quickly. The assistant coach that recruited me at Wyoming also is here, Bryson Williams, and he was Mac's guy, so it all happened pretty quickly. And they're the team that was on me the most, so it was a pretty easy decision.
Well, and we talked about it before. The Northwest guys go. You guys win 30 games. I talked earlier in the week with a Division II coach, Drew Richards, out at North Carolina Pembroke, and we were talking about what you guys are doing, what that's doing for Division II player reputation and coach reputation. I mean, sometimes guys get labeled as a D2 player, or they get labeled as a D2 coach. Have you guys kind of shot that out of the water with what you've done, you think, Daniel?
Oh, I would definitely agree. I always go back to Bennett Sturts having two offers out of high school. I mean, and now everyone wants him. Like, why wouldn't they? He's dominating, and it's just because he was overlooked. A lot of D2 guys at every level, everybody's overlooked in some way just because of like height, their athleticism, and I mean, although we do have me on the team and I bring all the athleticism, we have some people like Kael who aren't as athletic, and they deserve a shot too, No, it's just like I think basketball is more than athleticism, and there's some smart and great players at different levels.
What is the difference that you noticed right off the bat between what you saw in the MIAA at Northwest and then going to Drake in the Valley?
Not much other than height. Everybody's just taller. Of course, guys are a little bit more athletic, but it's not like you don't have athletic guys at the Division II level. It's really just height because the speed's the same. Coach Mack coached at each level, and it's exactly the same.
Kael, did Northwest recruit you out of Nixa?
They did, yeah. I wish I would have went there my freshman year, but
you'd had another year of with Coach Mack, wouldn't you? And knowing the system there. Talk about your decision to go to Wyoming for the year. I know when we talked to you back then, you kind of just wanted to get away for a while, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, it was I wouldn't say I was heavily recruited in high school either. That was like one of 3 offers I had. So it was just like the relationship I gained with Coach Bryson Williams, the assistant coach that was at Wyoming that recruited me. He just I just felt like he had all the care in the world for me, and he was going to take care of me away from home. And I just had the best relationship with him. So it was kind of just I was more about relationships, and I don't think I would have chose that if I had to now. I wouldn't have chose to go so far away from home. But
that was my next question. Was it too far?
It was definitely too far. Yeah, I probably won't ever be that far away from home.
You wouldn't have been able to come back and watch your brother Jace hit the game winner if you're at Wyoming, right?
That's true, yeah.
Well, actually, you could because you'd probably be done, wouldn't you?
Exactly. I was going to say we probably would have been done by now.
Yeah. Daniel, kind of the same thing. I mean, your offers out of high school, the list wasn't very long, but it's amazing. I mean, you averaged almost 28 points a game. You set the blue and gold scoring record with 125 points over the 4 games as a junior. What were your options coming out at the time?
Yeah, I had a couple D1s, Abilene Christian and Jacksonville, Florida, and then a lot of other local D2s like Drury, S&T, stuff like that. And my decision to go at Northwest was primarily on making it in the tournament and getting to play a high level at the end of it. So, I mean, with going to a mid-major, low-major D1, it's like, okay, yeah, I don't really want to be at a team that's gonna we're gonna do mediocre things. And
get in there and get killed by somebody, right?
Exactly.
You make the tournament, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get embarrassed.
Yeah.
So it was. I know Mac had a history of making the tournament, and every time I visited, it seemed like a great culture of excellence. So I was kind of automatically drawn there.
Did you win 2? How many national titles? 2?
Yep, 2.
And then the other 2 years, what'd you guys do?
I think we made regionals both years and lost. It was a couple of really close games that came down to.
Is this kind of refreshing for you just because of the newness and something different, let alone what you guys have accomplished and going to Division One? But was it time, you think? I mean, Northwest for a fifth year with the same group wouldn't quite been as the same as this, right?
Oh yeah, entirely. It's a whole new team. I mean, shoot, it's a whole new division. You get to play teams you've never played before, and after a while playing the same league, it kind of gets a little tedious. Going over the same scout, you literally know everybody on the scout by the time you're playing for the fourth year. So it's a nice new scenery, and it's like a fresh refreshment for basketball.
Would you have gone wherever he went, pretty much, if it was Division One?
Yeah, I mean, with my history with him, there's not another coach that I would have played for.
Yeah, you were talking about Bennett Sturts a while ago, the Valley Player of the Year, and we were talking about the D1, D2 deal. He averaged 15 a game his last year at Northwest and averaged 19 a game this year in Division One. So that was a pretty smooth transition for him. But he's proof positive of how there's just not much difference, right?
Yeah, it's basically the same. There's nothing that can be said that's like, oh yeah, this is a defining thing that's different from D1 and D2. It's the same game. It's just how you play it at any level that determines like your success.
Kael, your first exposure to Coach McCollum this year, what were your initial impressions, and what did you notice different about him than maybe your coach at Wyoming, or even going back to Brock Blanson and Jay Osborne at Nixa?
It's huge. There's a huge difference. I mean, I think Coach Mack is one of the best coaches in the country. But I don't know. I think he's very detail oriented and kind of like a psycho. Like he just wants everything done his way at this exact moment. So yeah, just like very detail oriented, kind of like a little psycho. I'd say like comparing him to Linder, offensively minded, they're kind of the same. Mac might go into a little bit more detail, but defensively is like Mac's locked in defensively, and he's gonna have it his way. So yeah, there's definitely been a big difference between him and
Dana, you know him better than anybody. What when Kael's talking about he's a psycho, what sets him off?
His drive. I mean, you'll see. I've seen a video of him after K-State in the walkway to the locker room, and he's just like he's more hyped than the guys. He's like high-fiving us, like all tensed up, like let's go. And his passion to win drives this super detailed, like process-focused system. That's just. It works. It works. And yeah, Kael said he's super detail oriented. He's very process focused. So he doesn't care about the result. The result will speak for itself whenever you make the process the best it can be along the way.
Kael, was there a learning curve for you with Coach Mack and the way he wants things done?
I'd say defensively, for sure, but offensively, not much of a learning curve. But yeah. Defensively for sure, and just how we come to practice every day, and the summer and preseason was very, very hard. So I'd say that was like the biggest learning curve I had, was just like giving effort and being 100% every day.
What are some of his pet peeves, Daniel? You know him well on that.
Yeah. Readiness. He's 100% on being ready no matter what, and preparing each practice like you're about to play a game. Completely focused, ready to go. And if we come in not ready to go, you'll hear it. You'll hear it, or your legs will feel it. You talked about his competitiveness, and we're talking about what maybe sets him apart, but all coaches are competitive. What is it? Preparation with him? Is it? I mean, when you guys get ready to play an opponent, do you feel like you know more about them than any team that you've ever prepared against in most cases? Yeah, that's a great assumption, because yeah, his scout is so locked in. Because coach is such a smart coach in general, he can basically pick apart every action to like why they do it, and he is he's very proficient in explaining it to us. And we'll start to understand teams from Mac's point of view, which gives us a big advantage on the floor because we're seeing actions unfold that Mac has walked us through, whatever. We'll see tendencies that players have. And basically every game, it is dialed in to where there's nothing in the game that we haven't went over.
33 games into the season, is it kind of nice to let the body kind of recharge? Is that what you guys are using this week to do? People can look at it two ways. I mean, either you're going to have a 12 or 13 day break and you lose some momentum, or you have a 12 or 13 day break and you kind of get recharged and refreshed. Kael, which would you say is the way you guys are going to come out of this thing?
I don't know. It's very hard to say because Mac's all about, going hard every day and kind of not going 50% in practice because then he thinks that doesn't really translate well to the game. But I think we're going to take this week to rest a little bit and then start to ramp it up as the week goes on. But right now we're just kind of resting and getting our legs back underneath us.
Daniel, same thing? I mean, are you enjoying the kind of the non-game week?
Yeah, nice rest time that we've had on our hands. But right when practice starts up again, we're going full speed. Like we're trying to get better with the time we have to where we're ready for game time.
Missouri Valley Conference has developed a reputation of being those teams you don't want to play in March Madness. You watch the brackets every year and somebody's winning 2 games and getting to the Sweet 16 or scaring the heck out of somebody that's a high seed. Does that take a little pressure off the Bulldogs, you think, knowing that, hey, we're just going to have fun and play and see what happens? Daniel?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to give Kael an opportunity. No, yeah, I personally never think about it like that. I think of it as, well, this is our team and we have the capability. I don't really think about the overall conference and like what the Valley says about what our postseason play will be. I think our team and what we've done this year, if anything, will determine or will at least give a prediction of it. But yeah, we're just taking it one game at a time. We're just confident in our own abilities and what we're preparing for this week.
Kael, is there anybody in particular that you would think of a dream matchup or somebody you've always wanted to play against team-wise or maybe one of the sites?
I can give you a site. I don't like to say team matchups because then it's just
Bulletin board material.
Yeah. So, but I'd say like a dream site is probably like New York. I feel like that's like the mecca of basketball, or I don't know, maybe somewhere warm like Florida or California.
Yeah. What was the trip back home to Great Southern Bank Arena like for you guys, Daniel? I mean, with you had such a great performance there your junior year in the blue and gold with 125 points, and you guys come back and get to play the Bears in GSBA. What was that like? I'm sure you had a pretty good fan group there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was great. Like my whole family got the front row behind the bench, and I have a lot of family. I have like 6 brothers, 2 sisters, and I'm an uncle of 12. So there was a lot of people in that first row. It was just all my people. So that was great. And that's really where I derived most meaning from it, the people that were able to come. The game was fun, playing on the same court. Yeah, it's cool. But it was really nice to be able to play in front of everybody that I knew and grew up with.
Kael, did you have a pretty good showing there?
Yeah. I had a lot of family there, a lot of friends and everything, old teammates, old coaches. So it was really cool just to come back and be able to play in front of them.
Daniel, 6 brothers.
Yeah.
Where do you rank in age in that group of 6?
I am the 3rd youngest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did the others play basketball, or were they 6'6" or not?
I have some tall brothers. I think I'm the tallest, but we've got some 6'4", 6'3" guys in there. But yeah.
So if we got together the Combs family and the Abreu family for a pickup game, at one of the parks, who wins?
It's not even close.
500 to 10.
Who?
500 to us, of course.
Oh, okay, first of all, I put my little brother on you. He sits back. He lets you shoot the 3.
You can let me shoot.
I guard your younger brother because he's clearly a bucket compared to you. And that's how it would go. That's clamps.
One of the amazing things I think is not only that you guys have won 30 or 33 games, but I think I saw where 7 of the 9 guys weren't even playing D1 last year. You had a JUCO guy that came in and I know there's chemistry with the 4 of you that came from Northwest, Daniel, but how did this team gel so quickly as a whole with Kael and Kael, you had a teammate come with you from Wyoming, I believe. And what was that moment for you guys that you kind of felt like, hey, we can be pretty good with this group right now? Daniel, when did that hit?
I think it hit after K-State that it was like, whoa, hey, we're doing some things. There was a little thought in me that we'd be the guinea pig group for MAC going in, like the test group of figuring out how it's going to go. But yeah, once we started rolling, it was like, oh, hey, yeah, we might be the team. Like we're the team that he was ready to take the lead with. But overall, it's been interesting. It's been interesting.
Is that, Kael, do you guys still play with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder because of that? I mean, you got the 4 Northwest guys, and then you and your teammate came from Wyoming and stuff. Does it feel like every game you guys are kind of out there, hey, I'm going to show some people we can play? Is that still there?
Yeah, for sure, it's still there. I mean, I don't think anybody, but maybe Cam, the one that came with me, was recruited highly in high school. So I'd say, yeah, this entire team has a big chip on their shoulder, and yeah, I think we come with it every game. And I think Mac also is very good at us, like making sure we stay with the chip on our shoulder too.
Daniel, you can't stay in school forever. I know that may be your goal, but you got to go out into the big boy world at some point. What are you going to do? Have you thought about it? Is there more basketball maybe for you?
There might be. We'll see. It's kind of just unfolding as it goes along. You call it the big boy world. I invite you to do what we do. Tell me I'm not a big boy with hanging out with Mac during practice when I'm not doing something correct.
Is it tough?
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't it be? We're preparing as hard as we can every day we go to practice. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's unfolding. My mom has been asking me that question. I've given her the same answer.
Yeah. I mean, overseas basketball interests you at all or not?
Yeah, it does. It does interest me. It's just whether or not something good enough comes along.
Yeah. Can Mac have fun? Is he a guy that when you get off the floor, is he somebody you can joke with and stuff, or is he always business?
Oh, he's a lot of fun. Like even today, practice, we go through our hard first portion. No one knows how today's practice is going to go. We had 2 days off. We could be killed or we can get like a light practice. So you go in just not knowing what's going to happen. We start off pretty hard. And by the end of practice, we split into 2 groups and we play games. We do like relay races. We do a little bit of shooting. And it was a great time. And Mac was leading the whole thing. He was like orchestrating us playing these games. And it was a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure my team won every single game. Isn't that right, Kael?
I don't remember. No, I don't really remember that.
You do. But yeah, he's a lot of fun.
Kael, for you being new to him, was there a feeling out process for you on when you could have fun and what you could do and get away with?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm still getting to know him, but yeah, obviously there was I think through the summer and stuff like that, just getting a feel for him and everything like that was pretty big.
It's such a crazy world now with the portal and NIL and everything else. And, guys get picked off, at the mid-major level. You got the power fours that are trying to take guys away. Do you think that the guys that play with Mac enjoy playing with him so much that they're more likely to stay put than maybe some others?
I can see that. I think it comes down to people's own personal what they want out of basketball, and people that like winning usually stay with Mac. I mean, it's hard not to enjoy what we've accomplished this season, and it would be hard to go to a program that might have a good record, might not. Like, what you're getting with Mac. You're going to get a competitive team that is going neck and neck with people every game, no matter who it is. So I'd say people like the kids we have will, I mean, likely stay. I mean, it is what it is. Like there's personal motives that everybody have and different factors that can't judge. But yeah, Mac's a great person, and it's hard to say like, I don't want to play under you anymore.
You know, when Missouri State was looking for a coach and they talked to Coach McCollum, you know, and stuff, I assume that had you had the opportunity, would both of you have come to Missouri State with him if he took this job?
Kael?
Absolutely. I would have, yeah. I mean, as long as my assistant coach at Wyoming came with him, yeah, I probably would have been there for sure, yeah.
Daniel?
That's a little too close to my mom, my dad.
You would have been there. You would have been there, Dan.
Right there. No, yeah, of course I would have been there.
Hey, was he a mama's boy and he's not letting on?
I don't know. I don't have him figured out. Like I said, he's unlike any other teammate I've ever had. So yeah, there's no figuring Dan out.
Yeah, it would have been good. I mean, because all my family's there, they would have been there every game, so it would have been nice.
Yeah. What is for each of you, Daniel? You first. What is a successful NCAA tournament in your eyes? What would be that definition of it for Drake to I guess show out next week when the tournament starts?
I really don't have any thought of what would be success. My thing is just giving it. If we give it everything we got on that court and we don't have any like regrets of going harder or whatnot, giving it more this possession or that possession, then that's a success. I mean, we may win, we may lose. But if we can go through it and not regret us not giving everything we have, then that's a success for me.
Yeah, you pretty much need to hit a game winner at some point in this March Madness to match Jace. I mean, step up and hit that. I mean, you feel a little heat there from little brother?
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
I had my game winners in high school. I think this year Bennett Sturts will have the ball in his hands if there's any chance of a game winner.
Pretty good hands to be in, you think?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the best hands we have, I'd say, on our team to hit a game winner. Yeah, he's already hit one. So.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's been a treat to talk to you. Thanks for your time and best of luck to you next week. And go get 2 or 3, or what's it take, 5 to win the whole thing? I think, is that right?
Is it 6?
Yep.
6. Yeah, go get 6 then. Is that something that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it, Daniel?
I think it would be pretty cool. That'd be something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys at Northwest are used to just taking that thing all the way out, so you might as well do it here too, right?
Yeah, why not? What's different? Let's do it.
That's right, guys. Hey, thanks again, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Big thanks to Daniel and Kael for taking their time out to talk about a big week coming up for them next week. Everybody get those brackets ready and be ready to pencil in Drake for maybe a win or two, because those Valley teams are tough when it comes down to March Madness, and we've seen it time and time again, and no reason that these guys can't do it as well. So that's going to do it for this week's podcast around the Ozark sports scene. Again, big thanks to our sponsors, Fast Break Sports over there on South Campbell. Of course, you're home for all things sports memorabilia, collectibles. They've got football cards, basketball cards, baseball cards, all the cases and protectors to get those investments under wraps for several years. And of course, sports memorabilia for your favorite teams as well. And then the Pitch Pizza and Pub, located in the Southern Hills Shopping Center off East Sunshine. Pitch has great pizza, great calzones. The drinks are fabulous, and it will be a great place to go watch a little March Madness basketball with their TVs and the sports bar feel there. So go check that out as well. So again, thanks, and we will see you next week on Around the Ozarks.